If you're running Meta ads, Facebook ads, and Instagram ads in 2024, you've probably noticed that there's hundreds of different structures, a lot of different strategies. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact structure that you should be using based on how much you're spending. We run ads for brands that are spending anywhere from $5,000, $10,000 per month in ad spend, all the way up to $100K plus. I'm going to be walking you through 4 different structures based on under $3,000 in ad spend, from $3,000 to $10,000, from 10 to 30, and then from 30 and beyond. If you are at different spend ranges, do not build the $30,000 plus setup if you're only spending $5,000, because you are going to hurt yourself significantly. Starting at the very top, if you're under $3,000 in ad spend, this is day 1 for you, or if you're spending under $100 every single day. All I want you to do is create one single Advantage Plus campaign. The Advantage Plus campaign is the most flagship product in Facebook. Right now, they're pushing Advantage Plus like I've never seen before. It is clearly the most invested product in Facebook. And if you're just starting out, you don't need to worry about all the little intricacies. What the most important thing that you need to do is feed the algorithm. And the way we're gonna feed the algorithm is with an Advantage Plus campaign. So going into your ads manager, simply click create a new campaign, click the sales campaign objective, continue, and then real easy for you is creating an Advantage Plus shopping campaign, also known as ASC. Click continue. Once you are in here, you are going to want to select website and shop. This assumes that you have an Instagram and Facebook shop set up, which I do highly recommend. Make sure you select your pixel, and then when you go down to more options, your attribution settings should be 7-day click, 1-day view. The next piece, your audience location. Make sure it's set properly. In this case, we are setting to the United States, and we are not excluding any locations. If you exclude locations, you have to do this at the ad account level. In your reporting section, you need to add an engaged audience and an existing customers list. The way that you do this is you click manage in advertiser settings. You're going to be able to open up your engaged audience and either select or create a new custom audience based on what you determine to be engaged. What I would recommend here for your engaged audience is anyone who's been to your site over the last 30 days and anyone who has visited your Instagram or your Facebook page in the last 30 days. Those 3 segments are really going to determine that someone has heard about your brand and interacted within your brand within the last 30 days, which is a short enough time frame where I would consider them engaged. The next piece is your existing customers. All you need to do here is have all your existing customers plopped into one spot. You should already have your Klaviyo set up so you can have all of your emails porting over into here. If you don't have that set up, upload your customer list right here by creating a new audience, and then also use a purchasers 180-day audience. Even if that audience list is too small right now, it's completely fine because it's going to build over time. So I would select the purchase 180 days here, and then you can go ahead and click confirm. Setting your daily budget is completely up to you. Set as much as you can. You don't need to overcomplicate this because you are running one single campaign. Generally speaking, I'd never recommend a budget under $100 per day. You want to have some signals flowing in, but look, if you have a smaller budget than $3,000 per month, don't set your daily budget under your average order value. For existing customer budget cap, we are keeping this unselected. You will be able to select this once you add your existing customers into this reporting section, and this is just not something we need to select at this stage. Everything else here we can leave as is, and then you will go ahead and click next, which will bring you to your ad. What I want you to focus on here is the most important fundamentals, which are going to be getting the best creative that you possibly have in. And what you can do in this setup is get all of your creatives in this Advantage Plus campaign. Every single creative that you want to run for your account, put in the Advantage Plus campaign. The most important part about Facebook ads and Meta ads in general in 2024 is don't touch it if it's not broken. Don't try to do and outsmart the algorithm. If a creative is getting a lot of spend, if you have 1 or 2 creatives that are hogging 90% of the spend, that's a good sign. That means those creatives are better than your other creatives. Those creatives aren't getting the return that you want. Don't think about cutting your top spending creatives, because in the eyes of Facebook, those creatives are the ones that are able to scale. You've graduated beyond the $3,000 in spend. It's time for your 3 to 10K structure. This campaign remains exactly the same. We have the same ASC with all creatives. We are just adding the new prospecting CBO campaign. So to create your prospecting CBO campaign, you are going to the sales objective. Instead of clicking Advantage Plus shopping campaign, you go to manual sales campaign. Once you do this, we're going to have all the same settings as last time. For this budget, I would set it to whatever more you can spend. So if you were previously spending $100, you now want to spend $200, just drop $100 in here and apply that same rule. Never have your budget less than your average order value. For the next piece, campaign bid strategy will be highest volume for the sake of this video. Nothing else needs to change here because this will be determined determined perfectly at the advertiser level, which we already covered. The ad set, we are going to have the same settings as Advantage Plus. We're going to use website and shop. Make sure you select your pixel, your 7-day click, 1-day view attribution window, and we're just moving down throughout everything else. Your audience controls are set to the United States, and you can use Advantage Plus audience here. You want to use Advantage Plus placements. So everything is pretty streamlined in this campaign. Here's where this gets different. You'll notice here that we have two of the exact same ad sets, two 100% broad and 100% broad ad sets. The philosophy here is that every time new creatives get developed by your team, you're inserting them into a new ad set. What this does at a fundamental level is it limits you from resetting the expectations in your account. The prospecting campaign as a CBO setup is going to naturally spend money in the ad set that does the best. Then the ad sets are naturally going to spend money on the creatives or the ads that do the best. So what we just need to focus on here is new creatives going to new ad sets. If you're looking for that magic number, 6 to 8 creatives in an ad set is usually the sweet spot. Moving on forward. This setup right here just advances things a little bit further. So you're gonna notice there's a few really big changes here. The first change is going to be right here, and the second change is going to be here. These additions are going to actually change the Advantage Plus shopping campaign from a generic campaign, which you can see here, to a scale campaign. Advantage Plus is now going to serve as our primary scaling campaign. The difference here is that Advantage Plus is now going to only have the winning ads. We're using data to determine what are the top 10% of ads, and then we're going to scale it with the most invested product in Meta, which is Advantage Plus, because it's most likely to get us the best returns on our best creatives. If you are spending $10,000 to $30,000, here's what I want you to set up. We're doing nothing at the ad set level. We're using those set engaged lists as we've discussed. The big difference here is we have a graduation program. Whatever is working the absolute best in prospecting CBO. So everything in this campaign that's working the best, the top 10% only. So if you have 5 ads running, I might only have 2 ads get graduated into this ASC campaign. If you have something like 20 ads running, then we could only be comfortable putting 2 or 3 ads into this Advantage Plus campaign. Every 14 days or 30 days, depending on how much you're spending, you're going to look and survey your prospecting CBO campaign. You're just going to take the full campaign and all of the ads in the campaign, and you're going to aggregate the performance. Once you aggregate that performance, the top 10% of ads get rotated into the ASC scale campaign. So this ASC scale campaign only contains winning creatives. Beyond the ASC campaign only containing the winners, we don't want to pause anything down on either side of the house here. So you have 2 sides of the house, you have ASC and prospect and CBO. We are not going to pause down anything in ASC scale. We are just going to keep the top 10%. The second thing that happens, the winners from all of your creatives that are also going to be in ASC are also pushed into a single interest ad set in prospecting CBO. This single interest ad set is a really important difference. You're very likely to go down here to your Advantage Plus audience and click audience suggestion, which is now literally just marked as a suggestion. So all this is doing is telling Facebook who you're most likely to reach. You're just giving it a little bit of a signal. I don't like this. I want you to target individual interests and not give Facebook all the power. Because what you do by setting suggestions is once you run out of that audience, it's going to expand beyond and beyond, and it's just going to work just like any other broad audience. So what you need to do is click switch to original audience. Do not worry about this up to 33% lower cost per result. It is a 8-week study with 16 advertisers. If they were serious about this result, this would be a hundreds and thousands of advertisers survey. So we're going to click use original audience. And once you get down here, don't worry about this. Don't worry about some of these flags. You don't care. You're just going to go to Advantage Detailed Targeting, and you're going to click right here and type in your one interest. I'm just going to click on the first audience I see, which in this case is artificial nails, because this client in particular is a nail client, the account that you're actually looking at here. And what we see here is a single interest. You are not going here and you're not creating a stack of interest ever. All you need to do is have one single interest, because now you know what works or what doesn't work. If this works, great, you keep it forever. If it doesn't work, cut it out and don't run it for a long time. You know if this interest will work or not based on the performance against broad. Let's get just the super advanced side of things. What do you do when you're running $30,000 plus? You've probably noticed by now we had no retargeting, we had no retention. We've allowed ASC to handle our retargeting and handle our retention. If you're running over $30,000, you start to get into the play where ASC might overcompensate. They might run too much to your existing customers. It just might get a little